Hi, welcome to Addicted to Wood by Ed. My project today is taking a butcher block cutting board that I received from a friend of mine a long time ago. We're going to convert it into a coffee table. It's approximately 32 inches wide by about 4 foot long. Put it about 22 inches high off of the floor, and we'll see where that leads us. And speaking of leads, I hope this leads into many more videos of projects that I will be building in the future. So thank you for subscribing. If you like what you see, hit the little bell and enjoy the video. If you have any comments or suggestions, be more than happy to leave them. I look forward to your comments and your suggestions. Once again, thank you for liking and subscribing to the channel, and hopefully there will be many, many more. Just in case you're wondering, we're going to be using, we started with 80 grit, and we're going to move to 150. 80 and 150 is the only thing that I have right now because I'm doing this on a budget. There's a burn mark here that I would like to try to get out. And other than that, it doesn't look too bad. You see right here, it looks like at one time I may have gotten a termite or two. I'm in a little bit of a dilemma on how to fix this, but I think I have a pretty good idea. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of the dust from the sanding of the top, and the finish, when I do the finish, now that I've taken all the old off of it, when I re-sand it with the finish sanding, I will take some of that dust and I will make up my own fill so it will match a lot better than any fill that I can find on the market. This has worked before for me really well. Okay, well there you have it. I just touched it up. It looks really pretty. I got that burn mark out. Side note, a lot of people probably going to think that I'm taking away from the character of this. I personally don't believe so. I think that my family using this and through the years will give it its own character. So wood like this is built so well and deserves to be polished up just like you'd fix any old car. Use it for your family and put your own character into it. You know, you spill something on it, you drop something on it. Doesn't make it a non-antique, or does it make it antique? You know, my personal opinion, what makes it antique is you taking something like this and redoing it and either keeping it for yourself and your family or gifting it to another family member and them adding character to it. To me, is what makes it antique. Okay, we're back at it again. We're going to start on the legs now, the lower half of the coffee table. I'm going to cut these legs at 20 inches. That the coffee table is about 2 inches thick, so we will have a coffee table that's probably about 22 inches high on the top. I'll show you a few other things I'm going to do, and we'll start assembling the parts together. Okay, I'm going to use this 1x2 to cut 16-inch slats for the bottom shelf of the coffee table, and then later on we'll be routering them out, in which I will show you what I think is an easier way of routing it. Put it together, router it, but we got to cut 16 of these. I like to individually measure each one of my pieces because don't really like to prorate too much. Not that I can't prorate, it's just that sometimes you make a mistake, and once you prorate, mark every one of them, if you mess up, by the time you get to the end of your board, you're short. Okay, now that I have all my pieces cut, I think they're all correct. I'm going to start assembling here shortly. So I'm going to put up the tools I don't need because I like to do that. I like to clean up as I go. Okay, I'm going to be connecting these with 2-inch brads. You can't see them, they're easy to fill in and hide them. Later on in the project, I will be screwing these to the legs with plugs, wood plugs on the end. Okay, now we're going to round off all the edges inside and out. I marked each one of my legs coming through, so I didn't round it off up to it because I like a clean fit so the dust doesn't fall down inside there. So let's get started. Okay, I'm putting up the upper frame underneath the table that holds the legs. I have a countersinking tool that I kind of like. It flips around for a Phillips, or you can put a Torx bit in there. So we're going to countersink these in there, put the screws in there, Phillips screws, and then we'll start putting the legs on, and then we'll put the bottom shelf and flip it over and see what she looks like. Okay, there's that one side. Now we're going to square it up and put a few more screws and... Okay, now that the legs are secured to the upper half, we're going to slide the shelf on there and measure it, make sure it's at the right height. Alright, now that we have the shelf in place, I'm going to do the same thing with the countersinking for the plugs. I will show you what kind of pads I'm going to put on the bottom so don't scratch up the floor and everything. Okay, I got these pads from Home Depot. They're 1 inch, like little cutters. They're going to go in the bottom here. I don't know if they're going to stay very good, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little glue to them just to make sure that they stay in if the table gets moved. Okay, let's see how well these go on. I've never used one before, so we're going to take a little bit of glue and shove down in here a little bit. I like to eyeball a lot of stuff. I don't think it makes it a little more unique. Okay, now that the pads are on, they look really good. They went on really easy. I was really impressed. No screws, no anything like that. It might scratch the floor later on when the pads wear down. So now I'm gonna do a little bit of sanding and on the bottom of these legs, and then it'll be ready to flip over and we'll see what she looks like. Well, there she is. On the build part, anyway, I got to do a little more sanding, and like I told you earlier, polyurethane the top. I got a couple places I still have to fill, and we're gonna see what she looks like. She's turning out pretty good so far. I like it.